All right, everybody, welcome back to this week's episode of Take 10. I got my friend Danny here from Coping with Cardboard, Jacksonville, Florida. I asked, they responded. They said, sure, we'll come on this crazy show. And so, as always, I always ask these fine guests 10 or 11 or 12 questions, and we just riff, and we have a good time. So, also don't forget, we always start a little earlier, about half hour earlier. We just talk about the week's news, we jam, just riff, just hang out, get to the flow of conversation, and yeah, so check that out. So Danny, first question,
Yes.
icebreaker question. I know it's probably been a bit because we've been talking for about an hour already. What was the last icebreaker? What was the last thing you ate today?
I had uh, rice and white wine chicken for dinner.
That sounds delicious because we used to make rice and chicken and rice with white, like, chicken gravy on it. Not the same,
Mhm.
but my wife used to call it,
Yeah.
she'd call it slop because it looked like slop because you just mix it all together. But yeah, yours sounds much more elegant than what we would have. So awesome. So now rice wine chicken, do you cook it in rice wine or is it just like
Well, white wine chicken.
white wine? Okay, white wine
Uh,
chicken. Okay.
yeah, so it's kind of like a cream sauce with
Okay.
white wine,
Okay.
cooking wine.
Okay. That's some fancy stuff. I don't get cream
Yeah.
sauces around here. I got a half a bowl of spaghetti with like a half a sausage and have at it, kid. That's what I was told today. I was like,
But
uh,
you guys have good Italian sausage up there, right?
it was Buena beef sausage. It was fine. It was okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was just some store bought stuff. Just because we live just because it's Chicagoland, not every sausage is good. You keep your minds out of the gutter, everybody. So question one: how did you get into UVS? What got your interest in the game, and what kept you here?
Yeah, so until late last year, I was in a band called the Limit Breakers, which we were like a video game music cover band.
Hmm.
I played bass and guitar and wrote a lot of music in that group. And Paul used to ask, like, hey, can I miss rehearsal for this event or whatever? And I remember one of them was uh, Nats in Dallas
Okay.
in October. And I remember I went to bat for him because we had a show like a few weeks after that, but Paul is a trained professional percussionist, degreed musician. Like he's a wonderful
Yeah.
player
Yeah.
and a great friend. And I said, "Hey, we need to let him go. This is his thing that's really important to him." And I didn't know anything about UVS,
Hmm.
so I told him to go. I went to Final Fantasy 14 Fan Fest in Vegas
Oh, so jealous.
that
That's
year.
awesome.
You didn't miss much.
Oh.
All I got was COVID.
Oh
So
no.
so I get home. It was my first time having COVID, and thankfully the only time.
Mm,
I was dying. I
yeah.
was just like, this is miserable. Evo was running the next weekend in
Okay.
Vegas, so I
Yeah.
was watching Evo, and they announced the Guilty Gear Strive trading card game by Level 99,
Yeah.
based on Exceed, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. Let me get this. I got the little demo pack for free. And at a rehearsal, I was like, "Hey, Paul, you play cards. We played Magic before.
Yeah.
Like, you want to play this game?" And we tried to figure out the rules, and you're like doing all this stuff. And
Yeah.
Paul's like, "Danny, you just want to play UniVersus?" And I was like, isn't that the funny My Hero Academia game you play? He's like, yeah, but it was actually based off of a fighting game. It's a fighting game system
Hmm.
like from back in the day, and it's just My Hero right now. And I was like, show me. So we went to Counterspell. Uh, he was like, what's your budget? I'm like, I don't care. Like, what do you think it's going to be? He's like, we'll make you something. He made me an E to 3 deck
Okay.
with set one cards
Yeah.
up through set five
Okay.
on order, and it cost me $22,
Hell
I
yeah.
think.
We love those
It was
decks.
Recipro Burst, 4 like we
Yeah.
were having a great time. And he taught me how to play against his Denki deck, and I started coming to locals after that. And it's a game that kicked my ass so much that I've become obsessed with it because it is so challenging.
Hmm.
Um, it is punishing for a new player, but I've had a great resource. Like I said, this is why we made CWC for new players
Hmm.
because we've got the system down here. We think, um, and that the rest is history. And then me and Paul have just always had this game as kind of a bond ever since.
Yeah, yeah. I think like what I like to say about our game is it's once you're here, you're family. Kind of like I always say. I think I say this like every week. It's always like Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family,
Yeah, it's the
right?
Olive Garden.
Yeah, it's the Olive.
Yeah.
It's the Olive Garden of card games. And like my buddy Corey in chat, like that's like the one thing that's really connected us is just card games in general, especially this one. And then like
Mhm.
obviously we have outside interests we also like, so it's like it just deepens the friendship and like your friendship bonds with other people or like just so much just stronger. Like you don't talk to them for a while, but then you're like, oh, but like again, are we ever apart from anybody with social media nowadays? Not really. So it's like but yeah, like it's super cool. Like I think if I could create a player to start a play group from scratch, it would literally be Paul.
Yeah,
He's one of the most genuine, positive, funny. He's charismatic. Like he is one of the coolest humans I've ever met in my entire life. Like, and
agreed.
happy birthday, by the way, Paul, if you're watching.
It is
It's Paul's birthday,
birthday.
everyone. If you're in chat, wish Paul happy birthday, please. He may not see this, but maybe he'll watch the video. I don't know.
He will.
I don't know,
He
but
will.
happy
He
birthday.
obsessively keeps up with other people's stuff just to make sure that he supports his friends
Uh,
because that's who Paul is as a
yeah,
person.
yeah, he's great. He's great. But
Yeah.
yeah. So hey, I had him on a couple weeks ago. It was one of the. It was so much fun. Um,
Yeah, it was a great episode. I watched that
and
one. We
then
we had a
it's just
blast.
he's a. It's just odd like how you can just like you just meet people at card events and you just become like
Mhm.
instant like best. Are we best friends? Like seriously,
Yeah.
it's like that. We all just become family and it's great. All right, moving on to question two. This one I have no
Great.
idea because you're a good guy gamer. Which for a second, I'm gonna tangent. There was a guy who lived in Indianapolis. His name was Eric. He only played protagonists. So
Mhm.
I when you said you only played characters who were heroes and stuff, I was like,
Yeah.
nah, I knew a guy like that. So
Yeah.
you're not the first.
Yeah.
You're certainly not the last to be like, I want to play a good
No.
guy. Um,
Yeah.
what's your favorite symbol in the game?
Right now, it's chaos.
Okay.
Um, Chaos had such. It was already good, and it got so much stuff over the last year from Attack on Titan
Mm-hmm.
that if you're not playing Chaos or life or death, like one of the symbols,
Yeah.
you're griefing yourself.
Yeah.
Um, which is it's fun because I actually played Sasha 2 on Life
Mm-hmm.
because Life was like my favorite. I
Mm.
made a Mandalay deck on Life.
Okay.
I love the Life symbol
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
And then before that it was Air. Um so it's been Air, Life, Chaos. And Chaos is it's my current dance partner.
I I wasn't. I remember back in the day. This is me being an old man. When Chaos was
Hmm.
bad, and this was way before MHA came out, and Chaos was not
Hmm.
very good. So it's really interesting to see the Chaos like full circle, like over like it was
Hmm.
good in MHA because Bird and Ochako and you had some Chaos
Yeah.
Mirio if you wanted to be spicy and not play punches.
Yeah.
Um, but man, it's just Chaos Symbol. It's wild right now. Like it's super wild and it's just the stuff I've seen people do with the Chaos Symbol. Like Zach on Friday played this Godzilla deck that played it. He played it into that Hanji one deck that people are afraid, that are talking about because she can play the Nine Titans
Hmm.
from Ralph. Like that
Yeah.
man literally crapped out like 80 damage over 2 turns. It was
Yeah.
insane. It's just it's great. Like for one, it didn't need another 6 check. For two, it didn't need a +1 mid block on that card. And three, it didn't need a snap momentum for free. It just did. They say the three difficulty is the cost is the penance of that card. There's nothing bad
Right.
about that card at all.
No,
At all.
no. Finally, free
Yeah.
is. There was a point that it wasn't in my deck list because I hate three diffs.
Sure.
And it turned Annie from a turn 3 deck into a possible turn 2 deck.
Yeah.
uh, just by putting 2 in, and I was like, no, this is crazy.
Hey, John, how's it going? Um, I remember like when people cause like the Godzilla deck also plays Titan Cliff, so he gets to snap that in
Yeah,
from his discard pile. It is so crazy. Um, I'm not
yeah,
gonna give away the Annie sauce because I want people to go back and read the articles, so I'm not gonna give away.
yes,
We'll probably also talk about the deck later, but yeah.
yeah,
So,
we will.
but like I don't know, like the tools the Chaos Symbol got over the AOT block. Let's just say, um, it's just insane. Card draw, check hack, momentum gen. Like, it's not even talking about walk the dog or anything else like rapid speed slash, and it's so insane. And she herself generates momentum on face, and it's just
Mhm.
I don't know, like it's just crazy. Like the chaos symbol's nuts right now. It's super cool.
It is. It is crazy.
All right, question 3. This is one that I had to kind of bounce off of because my last two guests didn't really have an opinion. So, well,
I have strong opinion.
that's not cool, Corey. You didn't need to do that. Um, um, Marvel or DC? Why?
So, a lot of my favorite characters are Marvel characters. I think my favorite superhero of all time is Daredevil.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of a dark horse pick,
Yeah, it
but
is.
like, my mom was from New York,
Okay.
so she was obsessed with all of the New York superheroes. She
Okay.
was like the Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
Spider Man, big deal. She grew up in the Bronx,
Okay.
and she was like, "Oh yeah, I knew Hell's Kitchen," so she
Yeah.
loved Daredevil.
Okay.
And when I was a kid, I loved the Ninja Turtles, and I still do. I'm a huge Ninja Turtles fan, and when I started going back and reading things and found out that they were a Daredevil spoof,
Correct. Yep.
originally, it made me go back and I asked my mom, I was like, hey, what do you know about Daredevil? And like the Foot Clan, isn't it like the hand or
Mhm.
something?
Yep.
And she's like, let's sit down. And she had all of her Daredevil books,
Oh, that's awesome.
and we like went through everything, Born Again,
Mhm.
and all the fun stuff, man.
Okay.
And so Daredevil is deeply personal
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
my heart. And so is Spider Man.
Mhm.
I love Spidey, but but DC has some of the best stories that I've ever read in my entire life.
Okay.
Blackest Night
Yeah.
um, was uh, Green Lantern is incredibly important to me because the concept of using willpower
Okay.
in order to like exert force over your destiny
Mhm.
or your reality
Mhm.
basically is very strong to me because I believe that like most people should like have the strong will and conviction to go after the things that they like, and if
Yeah.
they believe in it enough, it will happen in some way or another,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I love Green Lantern. And then you've got the big three.
Mhm.
I don't have to get into everything, but like my favorite comic page of all time is Superman going, your therapist really was just late. And it's like the girl who's about to jump,
Yeah.
and Clark goes up there and is like, she really was late. She wasn't blowing you off. People
Yeah.
care about you. And that's like the most Superman
Yeah.
thing I've ever read in my
Mhm.
life. It's not the running really fast backwards,
Yeah.
and it's not the laser eyes.
Yeah.
It's Clark being a human, and those stories are so important to
Mhm.
me.
Yeah.
Um, and so the answer is DC.
Okay. Okay.
because of the
Yeah.
storytelling. I don't like a lot of their powers, and like
Yeah.
the scaling is silly and
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
But they have the best animated content that has ever been produced for comic books.
Yeah.
Um, I think The Dark Knight Returns was a wonderful animated adaptation. I think uh, Under the Red Hood
Oh yeah, that one's
was wonderful.
fantastic. Oh yeah.
Um, just so many DC properties got amazing animated
Hmm.
adaptation. I mean, Mask of the Phantasm came out when
Oh,
we were
oh,
young,
oh my gosh, yes. Mask of the Phantasm is one of the
and
best movies ever. One of the best.
it's
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 huge.
it's
Yeah,
incredible.
it's very good. Yes.
Um, so yeah, it's DC. Even though
Yeah. No, I
I
get
love
it.
Marvel characters,
Yeah.
but DC gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I give it a little sneak peek into my take 10. It's the same reason, right? Like, well, I'm a Nightwing fan. I'm a Batman fan, but like I
sure.
love Spider-Man. I love the X-Men. Like there's certain
Yeah, X-Men. Oh, don't get me started on the X-Men.
there's certain characters that I'm will always love, but it's always been Batman and the family, right? Like
Yeah.
that whole thing and like you said, like I think there's at least I come across that panel on Reddit maybe like once every couple of months. Like there's one for
Mhm.
him, there's one for Batman, there's one for Spider-Man. Like every superhero kind of has like their I'm human moment, right? Like I think that's what makes them kind of even though they're superheroes, that makes them relatable in a way like they're just people too sometimes. So,
The Batman one is him sitting, I think, with Ace
mm.
at the
Yes,
or
yeah.
who is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
on the swing
On the swing
set
set,
when
the
she's gonna
anime, yeah,
die.
she's gonna die.
Yeah,
Yeah, yep, yep,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
Bruce's. Um, yeah, just man, Batman Beyond's one of my favorite properties of
Okay,
all time.
okay.
Also,
Hell yeah,
so
yeah.
that's my DC
All
pick.
right. So side
I
note,
love Batman
side
Beyond
note. How hyped are you for Ninja Turtles in our game?
incredibly.
Hell yeah.
That's a perfect segue into question four,
Oh,
Chris.
oh my God, it is. Wow, I accidentally did that. Your favorite IP in the game? What is it?
It's gotta be Teenage Mutant Ninja
Hell
Turtles.
yeah.
Current, if you want a current answer,
It doesn't matter.
I'd
I'm cool
say,
with it. It's still
I'd say,
current in my opinion. But yeah.
yeah, crit roll
Yeah.
crit roll or Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
Um, big deals for me.
Mhm.
But TMNT, I'm gonna go nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be bad news for the wallet, but I'm really hoping that everybody's playable.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that I find somebody that I vibe
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
because knowing my luck, I'll be like, it's time to play Raphael, and then they're going to make him some cursed
Can we
character.
just become best friends? Is Raphael your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, we're best friends now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Raphael is my favorite. He's my favorite. Now, I when I was little, I always liked like him as a character because like his weapons were technically defensive weapons, and he just like
Yeah.
he was just a master at not being touched. I don't know. It's just cool. Like
Right.
he was the cool turtle because he swore in the movie, and he was awesome. But he was
Yeah.
always mad. Oh man, yeah. Like and his like his whole arc in the original movie was
Mhm.
fantastic. Like it was like he tried
Yeah.
to do everything on his own, and he came around and like know that he needed his brothers to like he can't do everything. He can't take it all on his own, right? Like he's just the
And
best
that's so
character.
funny. It's the Leonardo arc, which
Yeah.
is so funny because that traditionally that's Leo's thing. He's like, "Well, I'm the leader and I do everything by myself."
Yeah.
Um, but they put it on Raph in that movie
Mhm.
with the like Return to New York storyline, and that
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
it's so good, man. Raph, like I had the as a kid, I had the drawing that April did of like Leo
Oh,
sitting
okay.
by the
Yeah.
bathtub.
Yeah.
It was like a print of it. I had it in my room.
Okay.
Um, yeah, Raph is the guy. I liked Donatello as a kid
Mhm.
because I was like a nerdy only child.
Okay.
So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this guy gets me. But growing up, like I said, my mom's a New Yorker,
Mhm.
Puerto Rican. growing up around New Yorkers and seeing fiery personalities all the time, I was like, all right, I relate to
Yeah.
Raph. Like I understand him
Yeah,
on a core level.
I quote that movie way more than I should nowadays. Like class is pain 101. Your instructor's Casey Jones. You know, like that whole.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that scene so much. It's so good.
hmm
Like I've heard from people the movie still stands up even till today. It's still very good to watch. Like
I watch it at least once a year. I
yeah.
have the oh my gosh, is it here? No, it's not in the room here.
Okay.
Um, I have the one. It looks like a pizza box,
Oh,
and it
sweet.
has
Okay.
Ninja Turtles one, two, three, and the CG TMNT
Okay.
in like little pizza things.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Ninja Turtles one and two are like two,
Oh
and I
yeah.
love the TMNT movie. Three
Yeah.
is all right.
Three's okay.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's all right. Yeah. Man, I kind of want Super Shredder to show up in the set, even though I know he probably won't. But I want Super Shredder so we can say we have Kevin Nash in our game because
Yeah.
Kevin Nash is Super Shredder. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
super sweet. But like, it was so cool. Like,
Too sweet, even one might
it would
say.
be too sweet. Awesome. Um, I remember hearing they made that movie for like nothing. Like according to
Yeah.
movie budgets, it was like nothing, and it like made so much. Like it was one of the most like grossing movies like
Yeah.
compared to its budget like of all time. Like it's up there. I don't know. I don't.
I'll believe it.
I
They
just.
had like three sets, and everything was covered in trash bags. And
Yep.
then like the most expensive thing was the animatronics.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. Exactly. You're correct. Yeah. Oh, cause like, what's the other line? Oh, pizza dude's got 30 seconds. Like,
3 seconds. Wise men say
sec-
forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late
Yep.
pizza.
Ah. And then and Corey Feldman did Donatello's voice. Oh man.
Yeah.
And my buddy goes, "Why? So you want to see one of the turtles laugh, and you can see the guy's face inside the turtle's mouth?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Thanks for ruining that for me, man. I really, it's like break the
I just
immersion."
don't look, man.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, that whole movie was
Yeah.
just rad. It's so rad. All right, number 5. What is your favorite mechanic in the game and why?
Well, the answer I have written down
Yeah.
is reversal.
Hell yeah.
Because it makes it feel like a fighting game.
Yeah.
But reversal isn't real, much like retro isn't real. So, um, if I had to pick one that's current, I think. Okay, so what are we counting as mechanics?
It's whatever you want it to be. If like I would take reversal because retro's real to me because I play it. So, retro is real if you believe enough, like Santa Claus. So,
Oh, I also do like character stacking.
okay, yeah,
Character
yeah,
stacking is
yeah.
pretty
Corey
rad.
and characters says
Yeah,
character.
Corey,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah. Good. That's a
But
good
yeah,
point.
I like a lot of retro mechanics.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they're a lot of fun. Current stuff, I like. I actually really liked Boimler's decision
Oh,
modes
diplomacy.
on his cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, his diplomacy thing
Hmm.
where uh, the cards would be like, "All right, rival, you pick how you're getting screwed."
Yeah, we
Um,
like that.
I liked that. I thought that was very very neat.
Hmm.
Frenzy's cool too.
Yeah,
It certainly isn't Blitz.
yeah.
Um, Shout out to Andrew Holder. Check out the Blitz article. Started a fire with that one.
Hell yeah, we like that. I would not expect anything less from an Andrew Holder article. So, you know, it's to just start some fires. But like, I think you do. Reversal is real because people do play retro, right? And it
Yeah,
it's a fun like as you as a fighting game fanatic
yeah,
aficionado, like reversals are a huge part of fighting games because it allows you to
yeah,
retake your turn back and stuff like that, or tell your
yeah.
opponent, "Hey man, I'm here too. I'm not gonna let you walk all over me." Like I think
Yeah.
I think Street Fighter, as we talked about in the pregame, the pre-show was
Mhm.
it's a good start. We'll see where it goes from
Yeah.
there. I think we could probably say that at most.
I, I think that if you're going to have a fighting game property, it should probably have some aspect of said fighting game, and reversals are so
Yeah.
important
Yeah. Very true.
to a fighting game. But yeah, we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see where we
We'll
go.
see where we go. Yeah, I think it's just like you said earlier, it's a testing ground to see how things
Yeah.
are because
Mhm.
I think they're okay for right now. So we'll see because no one wants to like I don't know, but Paul Phoenix is just gonna rising uppercut people into the ground, and everyone's gonna start saying never have a reversal ever again. But whatever,
Yeah,
what's whatever.
it's just one character.
Yeah, I know, I know. One that nobody plays, so you know.
Yeah, and until
until Louisville, and then there's like 10 of him, you know. So
that's what we said about Mimic.
yeah, exactly.
Nobody plays this guy
Yeah,
anymore. Oh my
exactly.
god.
We printed soup, and he broke him. You know, it's like crazy. All right, number 6, which actually we just had one of these a couple weeks ago. This last week,
Yeah.
actually. Do you think the Bannon Errata, the monthly Bannon Errata list, is doing its job?
If you would have asked me this question a year ago, I would have said no.
Sure. Yeah.
Because my god, they let Younger Toguro go too long.
Mm-hmm.
They let um why did TAI exist as long as it
Oh,
did?
yeah. Twisted Azure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And like there's like a bunch of other stuff that I was just like, why
Mm-hmm.
why did they ban this right before it rotated? Like
Correct. Yeah.
what's
What's
the
the point?
point, right?
Yeah.
But with OP running so many more like
Mm-hmm.
events, now that we've got like majors happening once a month,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like at least, and sometimes a little bit more frequent depending on scheduling.
Yeah.
Um, they're able to kind of respond to things a little better.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say so.
Okay.
I'd say they're doing a pretty decent job at kneecapping the things that need to be kneecapped. Um, what I want going forward is probably I think they need to let things hit tables first.
Okay.
I think the Mikasa one pre-errata
Sure.
was a little knee jerky.
Okay.
Um, and I think that so it goes both ways, right? Because
Yeah.
I don't think a character like Nick Reagan should have happened.
Yeah. I do. I agree. I
Um,
agree. Yeah. Yeah.
I think there was clearly things that got missed
Yeah.
in the playtest process. Um, but they eventually got around
Mm-hmm.
to it. It just took the David team super team.
Yeah. Yeah. They claim victory
Uh,
over that. That's
like,
for sure. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, good for them.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they were able to force some
Sure.
change
Yeah.
for that because it is kind of ridiculous that one character can take up so many slots
Yeah.
in a top cut.
Yeah. That's true.
It's
Yeah.
that just means it's not healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
And they're good players.
Yeah.
They're good players too. Not to like diminish their
Correct.
accomplishment of making the
Yeah.
top cuts, but like they went in there with a plan
Hmm.
to like show everyone that
This.
this guy was cracked open.
Yeah, and
So
it's not okay to have this. Kind of like there's a few things in AOT3 that I can speak to that I'm like this shouldn't exist at all. Like certain things should
yeah.
have had certain keywords like unique on them, you know, because yeah.
Uh, I won't say anything because I'm benefiting from them right
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me. So am I. So yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. It's why
But
But like again, like it's kind of weird if you think about it. Like the game I don't know exactly how they play test because I never really ask any of them because when I see my friends who are in playtest, I don't want to talk to them about their job. I want to talk to them about other
right, yeah,
things, right? So I know that as long as I have a feeling that they playtest to make sure the card's intent works, not
yeah.
its interactions with other cards in the format. And we don't have a
Right.
big enough squad to do that, right? Like,
There's so many cards and so many possible
yeah,
interactions,
it's
especially with
super hard.
attuned.
Yeah, it's super hard to
Like
find everything.
I've heard horror stories about Porco, but I don't think anybody expected kickflips to exist.
Yeah.
Um, and like Porco should not exist.
Yeah, that character's
I like.
crazy.
I'm sorry, Paul. I know you love him, but
What about Andrew?
I
Andrew loves
don't.
kick flipping too.
Andrew created
Yeah,
kickflips.
I
We
know.
love it.
Yep.
He's the progenitor. It's Ojiro 2 in
Yep.
a weird survey cord trench coat.
Yep.
Or no, Marley and
Marley.
Warriors
Marley
trench coat.
Warrior's trench coat. Yeah. Yeah. It's wild.
But yeah, yeah, no, no.
Just lifting those barbells, taking those Titan curls, just curling the arm bars, baby.
just,
Ugh.
just.
Yeah.
Nah, let's not do that.
Yeah. I think what they should have done is like with Peak, like how she has you may transform. I think transforming should just be you do it. There shouldn't be a choice, right? Like
Yeah,
you wouldn't have the Porco kickflip thing
if it was
if it
forced,
was
yeah,
forced, right? But then again, he may not
yeah.
be such of an interesting character because he really only has one ability and then X, Y, and Z, and I don't know. It's just I I'm not on playtest, so I can't pretend to say
I
any of
think
that.
Piek also not having May is a mistake.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah,
I'm not a big fan of
yeah,
like I thought it was really cool when I saw it. I was like, oh, well, it's
yeah,
like another decision you can make, but there
yeah.
is no decision. You do it
Hmm.
most of the
Yeah, most of the
time.
time you do it. Yeah, most of the time. There are prison decks out there that don't ever change. You change once to
Yeah,
get your asset out, and then you never change back after you get to your front side because you can just greater gold damage into the ground with it. So it's just,
right. Yeah,
it's just, it depends on it's just another play style, right? So you could play the same character multiple ways, which is kind of cool, which is what our game is known for,
it's fun.
which is fine,
Yeah,
you know. All
it's
right.
fun, and that's something that hasn't necessarily existed as much.
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
Um, because with a tune, you can just always play the good ones.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
That's just what Attuned is now. It's just play your best X amount of cards. That's what it is.
play the good ones, baby.
All right. So now we're on the back half. Question
Yep.
7. If you could have one IP brought into the game, what would it be?
Man, I waffled so hard on this one.
Yeah.
I was like, there's so many good things that I could think of,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing that I think would be best for the game
Okay.
would be Sailor Moon.
Okay.
Sailor Moon has a ton of characters that are very distinct.
Mm-hmm.
They have named super abilities.
Sure.
Um, you can, if you wanted to run the transform mechanic, you could do
Oh, you
that.
can. Yes, you can. That'd
Um,
be cool.
you could have their street forms and then like the magical girl
Mm-hmm.
forms. And I think it would do a lot to bring new clientele into the
Okay.
game.
Okay.
Um, I think they could do a great job of bringing more girls into the game
Mm-hmm.
and just more people who enjoy, more people like us who like, oh man, I remember Sailor
Yeah,
Moon.
I remember
Like,
on Toonami.
what's up
Yep.
with this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, and it's a classic
Mm-hmm.
series, and I don't know. I think it would just go a really
Yeah.
long way
It has a lot of fans
towards
for sure.
making the game like, oh my god, just
Yeah.
the one of the biggest fan bases of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think it's Sailor Moon. That's my
Okay.
one.
Okay.
If I was gonna say another one,
Sure.
I think Paul said Full Metal Alchemist,
Yeah.
and I have to back him up on that. That's
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
Um, I think. I mean, could we get DC?
I mean, yes. Yeah, of course. That I think DC and Marvel are like the pinnacle, right? Like those
Right.
are the
Yeah.
pinnacles. Like I think we could with that new
Um,
Marvel fighting game though. There's a chance. There's a chance.
yep.
There's a chance we could get Marvel Tokon, and I would flip out. I would flip out if we got that.
That would be crazy if they somehow got that from
Uh
Arxis.
huh.
But it would also be weird because there's so much Marvel card content coming down the pipe from Magic.
Yeah. True.
So
Yeah.
that might be like.
Yeah. But I mean,
Um,
I'd take it though. I don't care.
oh, of course, yeah, Voltron.
Yeah.
Voltron is awesome. I was
Yeah.
actually going to mention Gundam is my other
Okay.
one.
Hell
I
yeah.
think like having because we have we have all the kaiju, right? We
Mm-hmm.
have all the Godzillas,
Yeah.
and we have another Godzilla set coming. Give me
Yeah.
the Pacific Rim meta, man.
Hell
Like, give me
yeah.
some
I'm
giant
down.
robots to
I'm
fight
down.
by giant creatures.
I
Yeah,
love Pacific Rim. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that movie. The movie's so sick.
it is. It's the second one is all right.
The second
The
one is all
first
right. The
one,
first one's
sick as
peak.
hell.
First one is peak. Yeah, it's definitely peak. Um, yeah, like I agree with all of that. Like even like I watched Sailor Moon back in the day. I think the transform if they want to do more transformational things, I think that'd be perfect, right? And I think
Yeah,
it would. And then as long as we get a tuxedo mask card of him not doing anything and running away, we're
yeah.
good. We're good because they'd love to make meme cards, obviously. So we need it.
Well, I mean, yeah, they printed Constance 3.
Yeah.
Sorry, I always call Connie
It's all
Constance.
good. I knew who you
I use
meant.
everyone's I use everyone's government names. So it's Constance,
They did give us
or
I'm old Yusuke as
Ezekiel.
well too, so we love oh
Dude,
Ezekiel,
yeah,
yeah.
they gave me I'm old Yusuke, and
Yep.
I popped. I
Yeah.
was like, this is
Yep.
this
It was
is this
peak.
is it,
It was
man.
we've risen to the top when we got that. Yeah.
Yeah. I played Genkai. It was so cool to see a Genkai run rampant at Nance
Mhm.
because I was just like, ah, oh, dude.
Yeah,
I
I think
love Genkai
yeah. Oh,
so much.
Thundercats. You don't call he. Okay, one, he doesn't call his opponent Ho. He says Thundercats Ho to call all the other Thundercats to him. Get the quote right.
Correct.
Come on, man.
Also, that's a tournament floor rules
Yeah,
violation.
you can't insult anybody that way. You can't. You'll get
God,
Yep. But Thundercats would be hyped though. I would be
Thundercats would be
I mean
sick.
I mean like any of that, like Thundercats, Silverhawks, Voltron, any of that stuff from like the back on our childhood, down. And and
Yeah.
Silverhawks still has one of the greatest theme songs of all time. So
Yes.
it's fantastic. All right. Number 8. I
Big
think I may
facts.
know this answer, but I may not know this answer. It depends
Yeah.
if it comes with Star Trek uniforms or not. You get your choice of 2 players, can be current or retired, to pick for a team's event. Who are they and why?
So it's really it's gonna be the dream team. It's gonna be Paul, and it's gonna be our friend Richard.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, because Paul has been in my team for everything.
Okay.
Every time we played in a team's event, I'm always playing with Paul.
Okay.
He's the bestie. Um, and then Richard we've never been on a team together,
Okay.
and he is like he's like the mirror that I like stare into when I'm playing UniVersus. Like,
Yeah.
he helps me construct the decks. He
Mm-hmm.
helps me test things. He answers my unhinged 11 p.m. Discord messages where I'm like,
We all
I
have
gotta cut
those.
this card.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So Richard and Paul are my boys
Okay.
for that
Hell
stuff.
yeah.
So that's the dream team
Hell yeah.
for teams, and we'll see if we put that together in Louisville.
Hell yeah. I know me and Corey are probably destined to team at Louisville because we haven't played on a team together in a while. So we're both going to be there. So we just got to find a third. I think I'm going to steal Zach from final. I think it's going to be final round +1, and Corey's going to be the +1. So yeah, very excited.
Zach's a blast. He came
Yeah.
to one of our locals,
Okay.
and we just had a great
Hell
time.
yeah. I love
Yeah.
Zach. Zach's one of the coolest people. He is one of the like. He seems like he's like a rough and tumble, gruffy type, old man shaking
Yeah.
his fist. But nah, Zach's a big teddy bear, man. And it's like we love him.
No.
We love him.
Yeah. Big facts. We love Zach.
Question 9, which we already know the answer to this one currently. I assume.
Yeah.
What is your current favorite deck right now?
So, if you want to find it on UVS Ultra and take a peek for yourself, it's under Togepi, the the Pokemon name.
Mm-hmm.
Togepi V5 dash Enter the Kraken. Um, so I've been naming them all different things
Okay.
because that's how I normally iterate on decks.
Okay.
And one of the unhinged texts that I sent Richard was,
Mm-hmm.
I should just be running Chimera Kraken. And he was like, Yeah, probably. So
Yeah.
we put Chimera Kraken into the deck, so that's why it's called Enter the Kraken.
Okay.
And that was going to be the name of Article 5 was Enter the Kraken
Nice.
until I won the locals, and I was like, well,
You're
I gotta
finally
call it
free.
out.
Yeah.
Finally free, baby,
Yeah.
finally. It's been 2 years I've been playing in these locals. I play in a cursed locals, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's so good.
Yeah.
Um, so even like when we're all messing around,
Mhm.
it feels sweaty.
Yeah. But I
But
mean,
not in a bad way, but everyone's just very good at the card game.
but that's good though at a point like where cuz like they say what steel sharpens steel like that like
It's
it's like
iron sharpens iron,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
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 It's like you're only going to get better if you're playing against better players, right? Like that's the only way you get
Yeah.
good is if you play against good players. And yeah, that's why I man I can't like my locals is it's pretty like we got like a mixture. We got some casuals, we got some travel players, so it's kind of like a pick of whoever you're going to play that week. It may be an easy match. I'm not going to say it's an easy matchup, but it may be more casual style matchup, or it's
Yeah.
one round and then the second round's a sweaty ass matchup, and then the third round's just like let's go get food, man. Cool, like one of those.
That's how it is. Like on
Yeah,
a personal level, they're
yeah,
all extremely friendly and
yeah,
like
yeah.
um and personable, and we're all really great
Hmm.
friends. And then, cards hit table
Yeah,
and you're just like,
I'm gonna.
God, this is I'm in hell.
Yep.
Like
For sure, right? It's like why am I facing Pony for the seventh billionth fucking time? It's like knock it off.
okay. But the first time I played Pony, I played at an LC, and somebody else, one of my good friends, Tyler, played Pony, and we just had the funnest match.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take a counter off for +2 speed.
Yeah.
He's like, that's so funny. I'll take a counter
Counter
off
off
for minus
two
two
speed.
speed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So we had a great time with that matchup. But yeah, everyone's super great. It's just it is a high caliber
Mhm.
player, and when we're taking things seriously,
Yeah.
it's um, sometimes things can get.
A little heated.
Oh yeah, everyone's really good
Yeah.
at bottling it,
Yeah.
and not being nasty to each
Mhm.
other.
Mhm.
But I've had to step outside a couple times.
Yeah.
I'm a little hothead.
It happens. Yeah.
Um, it's a running joke. It's like, well, what's Danny gonna yell at the table this
Oh
time?
yeah.
Uh, um, but yeah, I don't know. Paul made me spend a momentum in his last
Oh no,
video.
I heard. I read
Uh,
it in the article. He's like, I'll flip this card, spend a momentum. You're like, what?
yeah, and he caught it on video where I was just like, "Wait a minute, hold on," and then like went across the table and was picking
That's
up his stuff.
awesome.
I was,
That's
I was like,
fantastic.
"No, no, no." Yeah, so um, yeah, I love our locals, but yeah, Annie is probably some of the most fun I've had playing this game.
Hell yeah.
Um, Ymir was like a small taste of it,
Mhm.
but then I did that thing where I was like, "Oh, this is too good. I can't play this. This is too
Oh
good.
no,
It
no.
feels
Oh,
cheap."
no way. You got. Oh,
Um,
Ymir's still good. She's still good.
yeah,
But oh
but
man,
she
she
was
was
like
she was
unstoppable.
peak. That's for sure.
Peak
She was peak
UniVersus.
UniVersus for sure. Like I think that's the thing I'm afraid of like playing Annie is that I'll get that oh man, I got Ymir vibes and I'm just like I'm not playing
It's
anything else but that, right? Like that's just ooh. One day I will definitely take the play. We have a case event this weekend, so I may after that I may take the
yeah,
Annie plunge finally because I don't have a deck yet.
you should.
I don't have a deck yet for Louisville, so I have five,
Yeah,
but I don't have a deck, but I have five. So yeah.
yeah. I think our first AOT one locals, I played Sasha.
Okay.
Um, Sasha won, and then I had Ymir in the side. And so my sideboard was take all of the air cards
Mhm.
out and replace them with life cards.
Yeah.
And I played Ymir for like one round, and it was like that meme of the bird eating the cracker and then being like, oh, like I
Yeah.
was like, damn, that was fun. And Paul's like, right?
Right. Yeah, that's right. Because
And
Paul, because
I was
Paul
like,
is
no, I
a
can't
known
do it.
Ymir lover just like me. So yeah. Oh yeah.
Paul likes to find there's certain things that spark joy
Hmm.
for Paul Butler. One of them is Ymir,
Yeah.
um, and then he loves Nod. Loves
Oh,
Nod.
yeah.
Um, and then he thought he was gonna love Falco, but not so much. But man,
Yeah.
when he found Porco, he was
He's
like,
in heaven.
"This is all I'm playing."
So, in your Annie deck, we know you added
Yeah.
Kraken. I don't want to give away all the sauce away, but like,
Oh yeah.
did Kraken put it over the top for you? Like, was that the piece you were missing in the deck to push it to the 3-0 win at local, like to the 3-0 victory at locals at least, to make you feel like you've made more progress in your training as an Annie aficionado?
Kraken was another tech
Mm-hmm.
piece. Like I kind of talked about earlier, Annie is so powerful on her own
Mm-hmm.
that the only things that you need to supplement her with are tech pieces to disrupt.
Okay.
And so interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to commit and freeze, target commit and freeze is so powerful when your opponent has things like Keiko's Aid.
Yeah.
And um, just the moment of normalcy.
Mm-hmm.
If they've got certain things on their board,
Yeah.
you want to have that.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kraken, a lot of people overrate Kraken. Like it's a staple on Chaos for a reason, but it just makes things really oppressive.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it does.
on the flip turn, if I hit with it and it goes into momentum face up, it's one of the last momentum I spend
Oh
because
yeah.
I'm gonna burn another 2 speed
Mm-hmm.
and make something even harder to hit. And I'm sorry, but it's probably a harness on death.
Yeah.
Um,
As your
and
fifth or
it's
fourth,
it's gonna be
as like
ugly.
your last attack or your second to last attack, and they die.
Fifth or
Yeah.
sixth
That's
attack,
just
yeah.
insane. That's just
Um,
crazy.
and yeah, it just gets wild. So Kraken, I don't know if Kraken like really changed the outlook so much,
Mm-hmm.
but it came in enough. It came in clutch in enough situations that I felt good about the
Yeah.
addition.
Hell yeah.
I also feel really good about shout out Michael Buck, his pet card, Seafood Slugger.
Oh, yeah.
Um, in Annie, I never even looked at that card. I opened so many set five
Promo packs.
promo packs,
Yeah.
and I was like, this damn thing.
Yep.
So I had a thing in my binder where it was like this thick
Mm-hmm.
of like seafood sluggers. Like, oh, I'm never gonna play this damn thing. And then I saw it in his build, and I was like, seafood slugger, seafood slugger. And the only deck that seafood slugger isn't online against is Jean Kirstein.
That's so
And
weird.
it because a lot of people don't really care about having that much momentum.
Oh, sure.
Um,
Yeah.
but like John just prints it
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, and so that's the only matchup that I found so far that um, it's not really online to
Mm-hmm.
where I can't like get my extra
Oh,
momentum
sure.
for a kill turn.
Yeah.
Um, but that and Rapid Speed Slash, that's another one. I just had a stack of those EA
Mm-hmm.
promos. Um, and I'm just like, I'm never going to use this card.
Card
And
is
Paul
sick.
used it on Not a
Mm-hmm.
lot, and I was like, this is
Yeah, that
sick.
card's super
Um,
awesome.
yeah, that Seafood Slugger, Rapid Speed, and Harness are all of my like low overload.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a high low mix up deck. There's
Yeah.
like no mids. So I'm basically just we're playing the game.
Hell yeah.
Like how many highs and lows do you
Yeah, because
have?
sometimes they just don't
And
have it, right?
no,
Like, they just don't have it.
and and so everybody in locals now is like, well, Danny, I'm holding 2 low blocks because you're not getting the
Oh,
Harness and Death is my favorite card in the game right
yeah.
now.
That card's super
And
cool.
and it if people want to play Hanji, they better hold 2 or 3 low
Low
blocks.
blocks,
Like
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
because uh, you're going to hell with me. Um, all the backups in your discard pile, all the backups in my discard
Yeah.
pile, and burning you for 30, and
Hell yeah.
it's game over.
That's super cool, yeah.
So,
That's wild.
um, and that's the thing is like backup decks have become a little bit more meta because
Mm-hmm.
Hanji's real
Yeah.
again with Nine
Mm-hmm.
Titans. Um, and Nine Titans is just going to be a staple. I was sweating bullets that they were gonna do something
Errata
about
to
it.
it.
I
Yeah.
thought they were gonna errata a unique on it,
Mm-hmm.
um, which would disproportionately benefit Hanji.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's probably why they didn't.
Yeah. True.
Because if Hanji just has that for free and you can't touch it,
Yeah. Yeah,
that
that's
sucks,
wild.
man.
Yeah. Yep.
So uh, yeah, high-low mix-up, um, lots of little tech pieces, lots of filled with doubt, which is low-key like my second favorite card in the game.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it tells shifts attacks they can't do
That
anything.
is facts.
Um,
Yeah.
it tells these nonsense like falling titans and
Mm-hmm.
the other things that recur.
Yep.
But on the flip side, I do have my nonsense card, which is Jaw Titan's Bite.
Oh yeah, that card's
And
crazy too.
like I wrote in the article, Derek just told me, like, no, Danny, you don't get to make your entire hand Jaw Titan's Bites.
Yep.
'Cause he was monitoring my discard like a hawk, and it was
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
he's like, oh, so you got two more Jaw Titans in there, huh? It's like, I'm gonna seal this one. I was like,
Yep.
ah,
Ah,
beans.
you got me. You're like
It's a
shaking. Yeah, he was
Skeletor.
doing the Skeletor thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm
uh,
very excited about your journey going into Louisville with this deck because one, I'm just gonna rip your list. I'm gonna play it at locals, so that's because I don't build decks anymore. I just rip them off my friends. This is what I do. So that's all I do now.
yeah,
Because I'm too old and I've been playing this game for way too long to come up with something cool in myself. I'll just play someone else's deck
right.
and just maybe add in a card or two, like I did to Corey when I took his All Might 3 deck and I won a
Mhm.
webcam event with it. And I'm like, yeah, this is my deck. And he's like, you just changed like two cards in it, man. I came up with it first. I'm like, whatever, bro. I won with it. He'll remember that. But yeah, like,
Yep.
it's super cool to see like such thought process put into a deck because like we talked earlier with your article journey, it's just like super neat to see someone deep thinking like out loud because we have our Kevin
Mhm.
Brobergs, we have our Tim Keefs, we have our Andrew Porats and all that. Those guys
Mhm.
internalize and they do say like this is what I was thinking, in deck profiles or in, them Discord blurbs or whatnot. But it's super neat to see someone from start to almost finish like your entire
Yep.
like your villain arc as you said that
Yeah,
you are
the
the
villain
villain
one.
now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's super
Mhm.
cool. Um, but yeah, so as we wrap up this episode of Take 10, first I want to say thanks, Danny, for coming on. Thanks for accepting the invitation and, you know, people getting to know you and see your face because, even though your face is on the
Yeah.
articles, they get to see your actual face too. So, uh,
Yeah.
where can people find you? And any shout outs?
So you can normally find me on copingwithcardboard.com in the article section where I post Ms. Leonhardt. Um, the full title, Miss Leonhardt, or How I Learned to Stop Whining and Embrace the Meta. I had to do the whole bit as like a Doctor Strangelove reference.
Okay.
But anyway, um, so you can find me on Blue Sky. Most often I'm on there. The username is at Brynima, Brynima. And I don't post a whole lot, but I do post UniVersus nonsense from time to time.
Okay.
We have shout outs, I mean, to everybody in Team CWC: Paul, Derek, Richard, Kylie, Magnus Sage, Thomas, who runs a lot he like webmasters a lot of our stuff and
Okay.
is the reason we have a lot of the stuff out
Mm-hmm.
there. And everybody works super, super hard on really trying to fill the gap in UniVersus content out there. So I'm really proud of my team. And uh, yeah, shout outs to you. Thank you for
Oh
having
yeah,
me.
thank you. Thank you for accepting the invitation. I appreciate you.
Of course. Yeah, I'm always happy to come on and yap endlessly
Hell yeah,
about children's trading
we
cards.
are the Yap Show, is what I've been told. This is the Yap Show. People come on to yap, and I
Mhm,
love it. I'm a yapper. I like talking,
mhm.
so it's fun.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, so all right, everyone, go check out CWC's website, Coping with Cardboard. Go give Dani some love. Be sure to read those articles. The Annie article is they're very good. They're easy to digest. Uh, Talks about their thought process all the way through. Even post cool pictures. There's also a gameplay picture where I was like, that doesn't look like Annie on the board there. It looked like some older cards. It looked like it was. It looked like
No, yeah.
a. I was like, that's not Annie. But anywho, but yeah.
Oh no, it's stock photos. Stock photos.
It's stock photos. We love stock photos. But yeah, it's super cool, and I love the journey that you and your team are on right now, like filling that
Yeah.
void of the new player content because we
Mhm.
need that because
Yeah.
one, I don't do new player content. I know my next week's guest, Cameron, UVS Hermit, does a lot of new player content too. So that's super cool. So we need more people in
Yep.
that space. And I know Rebby Lynn from last week, she also does new player content. So I don't need to do
Yep.
it because the void's filled now. We love this. And then,
Yep.
yeah, it's super like having Paul on. You guys stole my local Austin, and and all that stuff.
Yep.
I can't hate. I can't hate on you guys. You guys are too cool. You guys are too cool.
Oh, thanks.
We love you too much. We love you so much. It's great.
Yeah,
Um,
it's mutual.
Thanks. We appreciate it. Um, so as we end the episode, we want to say again, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the algorithm things for my content, for CWC's content. Paul put up a wacky video where I haven't watched it yet, but he built an entire deck out of a booster box and lost to Dani at locals. Um, it's very funny. But anywho, they do really good
Mhm.
content. Coming forward, I don't know if we're doing anything on Friday because I think Corey's coming up for the case event for AOT3, but I'm gonna try to do something on Friday or earlier in the week. But look at the videos, do all that fun stuff. And then until the next time we stream, we're gonna say peace out. Everyone take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Now I'm gonna try to go raid. Actually, this is a
Bye.
bad way to do it. I'm gonna try to go raid first. Who's here? Is
Oh
it
yeah, you should do that.
who is? Oh, final round. We're raiding final round. We're starting the raid right now.
Do it.
We love you all. Bye. They're doing a bunch of different videos, and we're just gonna bomb them. Go say hi. And then once we go right now. It's done. And then that's done. And then end stream. Bye.
Bye.